Oh, hey Z54. We had another attack today, and I'm not saying it was a good thing, but at least the phobia demons being sent after the Krypton Squadron means that the demons attacking have been a fair bit less powerful recently. Seems like they used up a lot of their demonic energy on those abominations. We had this entire lecture about demons that have less demonic energy named Pokedemons, since they thought they'd be attacking more often. Or, pocket demons, I guess. They're more commonly called that, but not their technical name. Their souls are trapped within these bismuth crystal orbs that can be destroyed at any time to free the demon within. Unlike many less energetic demons, they do actually have some pretty powerful abilities, but they're not really able to handle as many hits as the average demon. I guess pretty good for us then, but we'd rather no demons than weaker ones. I gotta say, I can't complain too much about the lecture though. We did get pretty lucky since a fair few of the demons that attacked later that week were Pokedemons. The demons had attacked Fayum in Middle Egypt, so my squadron, the Titanium Squadron, flew out in a helicopter along with the Gold and Mercury squadrons to fight off the demons. When we arrived, me and my friend from the Gold Squadron, Louisa, immediately went to attack a giant demon bursting out of the sand called a Crocodile Demon. It doesn't have many abilities, but it does have night vision, and the ability to swim through sand like it's water. Louisa started firing at the demon from a distance to distract it while I run to the top of a nearby pillar and leapt onto the beast's back. Pretty awesome if I do say so myself. I'd grabbed a grenade when we arrived, so I pulled the pin, still wrapped myself around the creature's neck, still holding the grenade. One massive explosion later, courtesy of yours truly, the demon was falling to the ground, already dead. I checked my hyper shield counter, 14%. I would have to wait a while before trying another risky move like that again. I had thought that was pretty cool, but before I could even get back into the battle, I heard Louisa shout, "Show off," as she ran off and leapt onto the back of a flying Talon demon, stabbing it with one of the teeth of the crocodile demon we'd just killed. I grabbed a gamma blade from my back, this blade that works particularly well on Pokedemons, but before I could get away from the outskirts of the city and into the actual fight, I want to do something at least a little bit exciting, the captain of my squadron, who we just nicknamed Dragoneye, started bounding toward me on four legs, like some sort of feral hound. Well, I guess that's exactly what he was. The glowing white eyes were a dead giveaway that this was actually a fox demon, a particularly nasty one to deal with. When they got close, their bones cracked, skin tore apart and muscles burst into grey and red fur. See, despite being so physically weak, fox demons can usually avoid being killed on a battlefield by their ability to disguise themselves as other creatures. Alternate variants of them with albino fur and wispy hair that camouflage with the environment instead have been documented, but they require a lot of demonic energy compared to other Pokedemons, so luckily there weren't any in that battle. The fox demon plunged its fangs into my shoulder, grabbing my arm holding the gamma blade using one of its hair claws. Its regular claws and feet flung around wildly, kicking me into a market stall behind me. I fell into some crates of fruits, which luckily gave me the chance to push the demon off me. I mean, I easily could have taken that dumb fox anyway, but I wouldn't pass up an easy strike. The fox landed on all fours, well, 6 is included in its hair claws, and it almost instantly jumped at me again. Not that I needed it, but the actual Dragoneye, James Skell, shot the beast in the spine, making it scream out in pain. Still smashed into my chest, but I pushed it off and managed to cut its head clean off with my gamma blade. James put his shotgun into his belt and on the other side pulled out a glowing pink cylinder with 4 tubes connecting the top and bottom. "Here," he said, tossing it to me. He told me that my hyper shield storage had been damaged in the grenade blast, so he gave me a charge to send me back up to 100 and told me to be careful how much I used it, so I didn't lose too much. If the battle ended up lasting long enough, we'd call in HQ to transport over a new one. In the meantime, I'd just have to make do though. After that, me and Dragonite did decide to stick together for a good chunk of the battle. Again, not that I needed his help, but, it was appreciated. As you know, since you're an all-knowing AI put into my systems to help me with my whatever, sorry, still getting used to you, all demons in the Hive have abilities, or roles in the Hive when it comes to invasions. The Crocodile Demon was made of its sand-swimming abilities to break up crowds, and the Fox Demon was made to pick off singular people. The next demon me and Dragonite fought together, who we just call the Voxel Demon, was made to essentially just cause as much chaos as feasibly possible. It appeared near the centre of the city, seemingly only just having been freed from their crystal, so that whole debacle could have been avoided. It basically looks like simply a collection of blocky shapes and limbs spinning randomly. I gotta say, out of all demons, this one is pretty cool looking, but you won't hear me saying that to the demon. After that, you can make out some vague arm and leg-like shapes, but the entire body seems to constantly be glitching, which makes its movements even more unpredictable. Unlike most Pokédemons, it isn't affected too much by regular weaponry, but if it's overloaded with too much electricity, it's gone pretty easily. Thankfully, we knew there was a chance this demon would attack, so we brought in an entire helicopter filled with spare electrified bullets and grenades, which this dumb glitchy beast decided to throw halfway across the battlefield using its rigid, blocky tongue. A group of Mercury Squadron soldiers ran after it to collect some of the materials, so me, Dragonite, Louisa, and my other squadron member, Kate, who ain't actually as bad as the other people on that squadron, had to fend off the demon until they could get back. Kate pulled out her SMG and started unloading a barrel of bullets directly towards one of the creature's three eyes, making sure to stay ready to dodge any of the creature's attacks. She had to circle around the beast as it moved one of the shapes to block the fire, which gave Dragonite an opportunity to attack. I crouched down with my hands out and Dragonite hopped onto them for me to push him up onto one of the creature's arms. Usually I'd go for one of them flashy moves myself since, personally I'd say I look a lot cooler while doing it, but, I was feeling a bit generous today, so I'll let him have it. He jumped onto it and ran up the side. As he started, and I'll admit, pretty impressive backflip to land on the underside of one of the creature's feet and swing his Gamma Blade at the creature's mouth. Me and Louisa ran in, avoiding the creature's sharp tongue, and spent the next few minutes trying to stop the creature getting close to anything else to destroy. That was until the Mercury Squadron came back with electrical weapons, which were used to take out the creature in seconds. The Mercury Squadron sure did take the time though, didn't they? Hey Z54, can you get me an ice pack, please? I think I've bruised my... Oh, that was quick. Anyhow, in the middle of the fight, Louisa had been dragged off by a mechanical demon called a Worm Demon. Another one that digs through the earth. It has eyes lining its sides, but for some demonic reason, it has none on its actual head. After we took out the Voxel Demon, I put in most of the work, but credit where credit's due, I ran closer to the outskirts of the city where Louisa had been dragged off, and started fighting that metal sock puppet along with her. We had to aim at the thing's ugly looking mouth though, since its armour was too strong to pierce with our bullets. It didn't even take as long as we thought though, since when we shot at the thing's eyes, it couldn't even see Louisa as she snuck up on the creature's side and stabbed her Gamma Blade straight down its throat. Pretty grim ending, but I can't say I wanted the demon to get a glorious ending. He's a beast. Anyway, the battle did go on for a little bit after that, and maybe I'll talk about it sometime, but that was about it. Oh, I need a rest after today, and I'm gonna go get a shower, Z54. I really need to get all this dumb sand out my hair. Don't worry though, I'll probably have another chat with you later, considering how much more frequent demon attacks have been lately.